I'm joined by PPC candidate John Barr. John, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Rob.
Good to see you.
Yes.
What would you say to people, especially with the climate crisis that we've been talking about in the news, been getting headlines for weeks now? Is there a message that you would give to those people, or that you give to those the people who are concerned?
I think as far as our policy, our party's policy is two things. One is that the alarmism that we're hearing in the media, or in some media I should say, that we reject that, and we want to call for a good debate on climate change. The 97% consensus that all scientists agree that this is a real and imminent problem is something that we want to back away from. We feel that that's not the case. We want to have a more open dialogue about climate change.
So just to go back to the climate for a moment, there's a big debate in the United States with, you've got the climate deniers, and where do you classify your party's stance, not your personal stance? Is there a difference?
That's a really good question, because I've heard Maxime Bernier and People's Party of Canada labeled as climate deniers,
right,
or climate change deniers,
right,
and that's not true. In the People's Party of Canada, on our website, you can go to our global warming and environment policy, and we clearly state that climate change is a real thing. It has happened in the past, it is happening, and it will continue to happen. But whether or not we can lay that at the feet of human development is something that is not a done deal. So I think that, I hope that answers your question.
What made you personally want to run for the PPC?
When I heard about Maxime Bernier and his departure in the founding of the party, I went online and looked at the policies. And there's the policies and the idea of free speech and freedom of expression were the things that I was seeing were being eroded in our country. I've never had to pay for the freedoms and privileges that I have here. My father had to, and my grandfather as well. And so I saw that this was an opportunity for me to stand up for a principle that they believe in and that I believe in as well, and I think is a foundation of our democracy. That it's like having a market, and we need to have the freedom of expression so that you're able to exchange ideas with other people. Because if we don't exchange ideas and words, I think that where we're going to go isn't going to be a good place.
So it leads me to my next question. We're talking about the sign vandalism. There was, blackface and some of those, and then fascists seemed to come out on some of the PPC signage, certainly in town and in other municipalities as well. What's your response to that?
Well, I don't have any problem if anyone wants to call me that, or if that's their opinion of me. I don't think there's any substantiation or any justification for that. I oppose that in my life personally. I think, so they're free to have that opinion of me, but they're not justified in vandalizing my property.
Right.
And that's an important line that we're crossing. That it's all right if you do that, and the things that we've seen with Antifa, especially regarding People's Party of Canada, they're very concerning to me, and I think they should be to other Canadians. And to see that happen here in Kelowna, I think we live in a wonderful city and a wonderful place, but the reason why I'm running is because I have to take a stand on this. And I think it's a difficult thing to start to take responsibility for, and it's a sobering thing for people to have to realize. But if we allow this to go unchecked, these are erosions of our democracy, and I oppose that in all forms. I want people to be able to express their opinions, but do so in a proper way. The question comes is, like, we can all say that we can express our own ideas, but what do you do when someone expresses an idea that you disagree with? What's your action? Do you tolerate that? Are you able to? Are you diverse enough in your opinions and strong enough in your convictions that you can allow that to run its course? Or do you have to take up arms or damage property or something like that against people? My stance is I want those ideas to be put out in the public forum and freely, and I think responsible Canadians will respond the right way to it.
And what are you hearing from constituents and the issues, the concerns in Kelowna and Lake Country?
I'm really happy to say that people that examine our policies find that they're common sense policies. That as far as the global community and Canada, we want to choose a sovereign Canada. It's not that we don't want to help other countries and other people, but we've got enough problems here in our country that we need to address first. Just like in a family, I mean, I want to take care of my family first, and that's my first and primary responsibility, to treat my children fairly. And beyond that, if I want to help someone else outside of our family, I'd love to do that, but my first priority is my family. And I think the government's first priority should be to its citizens.
Well, John Barr, People's Party of Canada, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good day.